What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 220. And we're starting today's episode off with some player training and also some updates here regarding our transfers. First, Antoine Ferguson, a young defence midfielder, has gone on loan to a one-year deal with Ajax in Netherlands. And also a couple of bids here. First for Mandanda, our Congo winger, which we accepted a bid of £1.2 million for here. And also Manchester City putting a bid here for our Bosnian left-back Kapic of 25.7 mil. If we negotiated with the Sky Blues, we could possibly get around 35 to 40 million pounds for him, but as a backup left back for Ollie Shaw, he's the perfect understudy for our number 3, so he's going nowhere. We reject that bid and we block all offers as well. And also there was a small matter of what to do with this bid as well. You might have missed it in the last episode. I didn't really discuss it much, but Guebels, there was a bid here from Paris Saint-Germain of £34.7 million for our French striker. Now 27 years old, he's got a year and a half left on his deal. He's grown one rating this season to 85 overall. However, he's not played that much. When he has played, hasn't scored that many goals. In fact, Brett Wilson, who's a few years younger and one rating higher, has got a much better goal-to-game ratio than Guebels right now. So I said to PSG, give us around 50 to 55 million and you can take him, but PSG just walked out of negotiations as soon as I said 55 mil, and I was quite surprised about that as well, because the initial bid they put in was around £6 million under his market valuation of 40 million, so the fact they wouldn't even negotiate, like PSG are one of the richest clubs in the world, they wouldn't even negotiate with me, just flat out walked out. I guess they weren't too keen on bringing him back to his native France. So Guebels is going to stay here, and I'm totally fine with that, man. We're in no need to sell our players right now. We're in great form. We're into the Champions League last 16, where of course we'll take on Real Madrid. We've got the FA Cup fourth round tie against Leeds to come today in the second game of today's episode, and heading into our first match today away at Anfield against Liverpool. We're on a good run in the Premier League right now, and still keeping ourselves in the title race behind Chelsea and Manchester City. So no need to undersell our players and panic sell. I'm fine with the score we got right now. If we can't get decent deals for our players, we'll keep the squad as is until after the transfer window. Still, for the first game of today's episode, first two, it was indeed going to be Liverpool away at Anfield, who right now are sat in 7th place, not having a great season by their standards, and are looking to get themselves back into European contention here, as we now got around 13 games to go in the Premier League season. First chance would fall to the Reds. Great save by Sam Hill though there, as it was still 0-0. I don't know if you guys are the same, but for me the two most common goals I concede against the AI on Ultimate are crosses into the box. I'd say about 70% of the goals I concede are crosses into the box, but also those finesse shots from just outside the area. You need a really good goalkeeper to prevent those from flying in the back of the net, and we've got one. Super stop by Sam Hill, and another one there 2 minutes after the restart, as it was still 0-0. 50 minutes into the game, hadn't really created that many chances. The only one we had was a shot by David Turnbull, which was easily blocked and put behind for a corner. And I felt as though if we were going to get a chance in the second half to get ourselves in front, they would come on the counter. And 7 minutes after the restart, a golden chance to get ourselves in front through a breakaway. And it's that man, once again, who gives us the lead. Elliot Harris, who right now is in the form of his life. Remember a few weeks ago and a couple months back, he was pretty poor for us. He went on a string of games without scoring a goal. So I dropped him for Brett Wilson, but he's come back stronger. He's learned from that experience, getting dropped to the bench. He don't want that to happen again, and right now he's in absolutely fantastic form. Lovely breakaway there as you step inside from the left. Shaw to James, James through to Harris, and as Tony's the dummy runner, Chopper takes aim and finds the bottom corner. So it's now 13 goals in the season for Neil's nephew, and a big one there as he opens the scoring and breaks the deadlock. So Sheffield United in front, and with 23 minutes to go, a chance to make it 2. It's that strike duo linking up once again. Harris to Tony. Grabara trying to grab his shirt and take it off him, trying to swap shirts before the final whistle, but Tony says, get off my shirt, let me get away, and once he does, he finds the back of the net. These two in the game, absolutely in sync, and I've mentioned over the past couple episodes, if we are to keep ourselves in this title race and come from behind to win the Premier League title, it depends on the form of these two strikers. They need to stay fully fit, they need to stay in form, and they need to link up together on a consistent basis. They need to be a partnership, and right now they certainly are. 2-0 as Ivan Toney's classic dummy there sees him bear down on goal and find the back of the net, and surely the 3 points are ours, which they would be. Unfortunately, I did give Liverpool a goal in the final minute. You can chalk this one up to being a bit of a brain fart here. I don't know what I was doing with Nicholas Wilson, just gave the ball to Marcus Rashford. His pass to David Neres saw his shot well saved by Sam Hill, with a rebound turned in by the Brazilian, as Liverpool would get themselves a consolation goal, but that's all it would prove to be. They halved the deficit, but but can't get back in the game. Final score, Liverpool 1, Sheffield United 2. The run of games without a goal continues. That's my fault for gifting Liverpool a goal there right towards the end of the game, but it doesn't matter in the end. We get ourselves the 3 points, and once again, it's Ivan Toney, but at the moment, his young protege, Elliot Harris, who are just on fire. But the bad news is, with 14 games to go in the Premier League season, whilst we keep on winning, so do the boys above us right now. Chelsea and Manchester City just refuse to slip up. Look at Chelsea's record, 22 wins in 24 games and only the 2 defeats. Man City have got 21 wins in 24 games and only the 1 defeat this season. We're 6 points behind Frank Lampard's side, 5 behind Manchester City, who of course we face next in our final Premier League game of January. And if we don't win that game away at the Etihad Stadium, I don't think we'll win the title. Chelsea are just not slipping up, and therefore if we fail to beat Man City, cut the gap on Guardiola's side to 2 points, and potentially, if results go our way, cut the gap on Chelsea to 3 points, then I just can't see us catching up, as there'll be 13 games remaining, and I just can't see it happening. Right now, Frank Lampard's side are just on an absolute tear, and we need results to go our way in the games they play. We need other teams to do us favours if we're to catch up, and at the moment no one can stop them. They beat us of course at Bramwell Lane by a goal to nil, and right now nobody is able to beat Frank Lampard's side. So yeah, fail to beat Man City in the next episode, and I don't think there's any chance we'll win the title this season. But still, for the second and final game of today's episode, returning back to Bramwell Lane here for the FA Cup 4th round tie against Leeds United in a Yorkshire derby. That's right, of course, 2 very successful teams from Yorkshire, and I think they're the 2 biggest cities in Yorkshire, aren't they? Sheffield and Leeds United. Taking them on here, Leeds United, always a very tough team to face. It might be a championship side, but one of the strongest teams in the second tier of English football, and of course with it being a Yorkshire derby, the game's going to have a bit of an extra edge to it here. Taking them on at Bramwell Lane, looking to make it through to the 5th round with minimal fuss, and we would open the scoring through Brett Wilson as well, making it 1-0 as the American extends what's been a very good season for him this year, with his goal to game ratio being better than 1 in 3. Very impressive for a forward that normally comes off the bench. So Sheffield United lead by a goal courtesy of Wilson. We should have made it 2 right before the break. Elliot Harris starting this game up top. Should have extended his scoring run there. Played through, but the finish was absolutely terrible. Went way wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. But Chopper is the type of striker who reminds me so much of Ivan Toney. He won't make the same mistake twice. That's right. If he gets a second bite of the cherry, he will take it, and he certainly does here. Wilson offloads the ball to him, takes a touch, gets it out of his feet, bends it into the back of the net, and makes it Sheffield United 2, Leeds United 0. So no mistake the second time of asking for Elliot. He makes it 2-0, and surely we're going through to the 4th round. And the 61st minute, after a very good spell of pressure here, there was loads of chances in the opening stage of the second half, just couldn't find the right final ball. Brett Wilson should have got his second goal of the game there in what was a man of the match display, heading that cross over the bars. It was still 2-0, and yet another chance 6 minutes later. Capiche down the left, rolls it into Gorbels off the bench. His shot well saved and cleared away. So it's still 2-0, but at this point we should have been home and dry. Loads of chances, just couldn't get the final ball right, and when I was played forward, couldn't get the finish right either. Still leading by 2-0, and Leeds United, looking to punish us here, would get themselves back in the game. Tyler Roberts' first pass, well intercepted by Gonzalez, but he gets it straight back, plays it across the 6-yard area, and from close range, it's turned in, with Dean Henderson having absolutely no chance. Leeds make it 2-1, and for the final 10 minutes I was thinking, this could be a little bit nervy. Leeds have got themselves back in the game, half in the deficit. Can they make it 2-2 and force a replay going away to Ellen Road? Never an easy place to get a result in. Well, right from kickoff we storm down the left. Once again it's that man Capiche looking aggressive on the forward run, takes it round his man after he stops the ball on a dime, cuts inside, rolls it into Gorbels, and the Frenchman bends it in to the bottom corner as it trickles into the back of the net, restores our 2-goal cushion, and that would do it. Sheffield United 3, Leeds United 1. They had the goal to half the deficit, but Gorbels restores our 2-goal lead and ensures we are through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. And I don't know whether Gorbels will still be here come February time. I'd imagine there still will be an extra bid or 2 before the window slams shut. I'm not against selling him, but I'm not selling him for anything under than £40 million. As a third or 4th choice striker now, he's a good reliable source of goals when he gets the starts in this team, and as he comes off the bench in this game, he makes it 3-1 and ensures we are advancing through to the 4th round. Whilst we are scoring goals for fun right now, the problems remain at the other end of the pitch. We just can't seem to defend. In stoppage time, Leeds would grab themselves another goal and make it 3-2. Thankfully, not enough time for them to grab a third goal and force a replay, but a corner which is to the middle, headed in from close range, and Leeds United, well, they put up a good fight in this game, didn't they? We said they would. We knew it was going to be a tough game, but we did make it through 3-2 in a 5-goal thriller. And we are into the FA Cup 5th round as we keep our domestic double, and if you want, treble dreams still alive for now. But that was today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon, featuring transfer deadline day, the draw for the FA Cup 5th round, and a huge clash at home to Manchester City as well.